Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On this video, Group 2 will present a roleplay. This roleplay created to fulfill the final exam for English communication and business course, which content about how to write a job communication letter, procedure for sending letter to companies, and interview tips. The character in this roleplay are Aditya Danuarta as a speaker for making a cover letter or CV, Intan Nabila as a speaker to writing letter to companies, and Hafidzoh Izzah as a speaker on interview tips. Okay, let's go straight to video discussion. Hello everyone, in this video I will help you to become a standout candidate if you have an upcoming job interview. So, watch this video very carefully. Curriculum vitae. What does it mean? The word CV comes from the Latin name curriculum vitae, which means course of life or simply life story. Why do you need a CV? It's not to obtain a job, it's to obtain an interview. CV is an advertisement of your abilities. There are several things you should avoid in making a CV. Abbreviation. Too many abbreviations make your CV unreadable. Avoid it unless it is commonly recognized. Negative word. Don't use words like boring, fired, head, conflict, block, etc. Color. Don't use many colors to make your CV attractive. A good CV writing is a color that contrasts with the background color of your CV. If the background color is dark, choose a light writing color, and vice versa. Error in spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Pay attention repeatedly so that there are no mistakes, because mistakes is writing are one of the factors for failure in applying for a job, so you have to read over and over again. Information not required. Gender, religion, and details are examples that are less needed unless requested by the company. You simply attach as in this example CV. Font selection. Don't use capital letter in writing the whole CV. Font to use in English: Arial, Verdana, Times New Roman, Tahoma. Font to be used in Arabic: Transparent Arabic, Simplified Arabic. Font size to be used 10 until 12. How to construct your resume. Identification and contact information. Don't write the word CV at the top, left, right, or center of the first page. Name is a title, no other title. Then, write your address, telephone, email, or fax address. Objective. Write what you want to work in as. Required position, the field of the interest, the kind of the company. Educational background. Write down your education level and state the year of entry and graduation. Honor and award achieved. You can also write down the extracurricular activity or organization you have joined so far. Work experience. Include full-time paid job, part-time job, training, or volunteer work. List the month or year your work. Position. Name and location of employer or place, and responsibilities you had. Use chronological format to emphasize most recent. Write all job description in parallel press. List the most important responsibilities or successes first. List your achievement in each job. Skill and training. Write down the skill you have, such as the ability in computer or software, language, technical skill, communication or leadership, among other soft skills. Match your skill and experience with the company need. Personal data consists of date of birth, marital status, nationality, driving license, and if required additionally by the company. Reference. You don't need to put this on your resume. Instead, you can prepare separate reference lists. Usually, you give this list to the potential employer after your interview. Write it on your CV. Reference are provided upon request. From this video, I hope I can help you to become a standout candidate. So, let's go to the next.
Hello everyone, I am Intan Nabila. Previously, you already know how to make a CV. And now, I will help you make a good and correct covering letter to the company. The first was the best way to write a letter to apply for a job. Your letter should detail your specific qualification for the positions and skills you will bring to the employer. Your job application letter is an opportunity to highlight your most relevant qualification and experience. An effective cover letter will improve your application and increase your chance of landing an interview. And what to include in your cover letter? As with all cover letter, a job application letter is divided into sections. The first, the heading. The heading is which includes your name and contact information. 2. A greeting address. A greeting address to a specific person if possible. 3. The introduction. The introduction is which should include why the applicant is writing. 4. The body. The body is which discuss your relevant qualification. 5. The clause. The clause is which thanks the reader and provide contact information and follow-up details. And the last, your signature to end the letter. Tips for a cover letter. The first, get off to a direct start. In your first paragraph, explain why you are writing. Mention the job title and company name, and also where you come across the job listing. While you can also briefly mention why you are a strong candidate, this section should be short and to the point. 2. Offering something different than what in your resume. 2. Offering something different what's in your resume. You can make your language a bit more personal than in your resume bullet points, and you can tell a narrative about your work experience and career. 3. Make a good case. Your first goal with this letter is to progress to the next step, an interview. Your overarching goal, of course, is to get the job over. How have other jobs prepared you for the positions? What would you bring to the positions and to the company? Use this space to emphasize your strengths. 4. Close with all the important details. Include a thank you at the end of your letter. You can also share your contact information. If you'd like, mention how you will follow up. In addition to cover letter, there is also email cover letter. Email cover letter is if sending your cover letter via email, list your name and the job title you are applying for this or in the subject line of the email. Include your contact information in your email signature, but don't list the employer's contact information. Skip the date and start your email message with the solution. Okay, thank you everyone. Good luck for your apply a job.
So now that you have learned how to make a CV and could also correct covering letter to the company, the next stage, if you pass the test, it's a selection or interview time, right? Now I will help you give some tips so that you can pass the job interview stage. First tip is dress to impress. What that means? Make sure you dress decently because first impressions are absolutely crucial. If you dress smart, it shows the interview that you care and you have a high standard. Mm, you not you don't need to spend a lot of money or an expensive suit just to make sure you dress to impress and show the interview that you really care and you really want to do this job. And the second tip is make sure to research the company you are applying to work. Why? Uh, why people often fail their job interview is because they have failed to carry out sufficient research into the company, and all that serves to do is tell the interview that you are only interested in getting a job and you are not particularly bothered about their organization. So you should go into their website maybe if they have some and have a take a look to their about us page and learn what do they do, the product and the service they offer. And next, you should also take a look at the online customer reviews. What do the positive reviews says about their company, and also have a look at their social media platforms. What are their latest news stories? What? Of course, to know what have they been up to. So when the interviews say to you, "What do you want to work for us?" you can talk about all the good things about them and that are going on with their organization. Okay, so we move to the third tips, the third job interview tip, and this is a really simple one, but this is the often overlooked by job application, and that's to make sure that you arrive on time. Remember, arrive on time into the interview. I would personally arrive at the interview venue within 20 minutes before the start of my interview because I want to create a positive first impression and I want to show the interviewer that I'm organized and I'm prepared because if you turn up on time or if you are slightly late for your interview, it doesn't give you a good impression, right? Remember the first tip, make a make a good impression. And the good thing when you come on time or 20 minutes before the interview, you can also relearn your resume or the job description because if you turn up with a plenty of time to spare, you can compose yourself and decrease your what in decrease yourself can also overcome interview nerves. So job interview tip number three is to always make sure you arrive with plenty of time to spare your job interview stage. Right. And so maybe that's there are three important tips that most people forget to do even though they are a very crucial tips. Therefore, I hope that from now on you must be more careful and be ready to your undergo interview, and I hope the best for you.